Hi, it's Dave Michaels from Talking Points. Today, we're going to talk to the brand new CEO of 8x8, which is also very closely related to the previous CEO or the interim CEO, Sam Wilson, in both cases, or Samuel Wilson. So let's go ahead and bring Samuel Wilson in. Hello, Samuel Wilson. All right, good.
Dave, pleasure to meet you this morning. Thank you for hosting me.
Well, congratulations. I don't think I would like the interim title attached to my title. I don't think that would be comfortable. How does it feel to have that gone?
It's nice. I mean, look, I'm incredibly thankful. I feel like I should rip it into 2,100 little pieces and pass it out to every employee after being interim for 6 months. The employee base and the customers and the partners and people like you at NASDAQ and others have helped me get the interim title dropped. I'm super excited about it. I love where this company is going and what the next steps are for it. So I'm super excited by all those things.
So does losing the interim title change anything?
You're going to hate my first answer. The answer is yes and no. It doesn't change anything about the company itself, right? So over the last year and really over the last 6 months, we've set our strategic direction. We've set the things that we want to do. We're really focused on XCaaS. We're really focused on expanding our contact center portfolio throughout our ecosystem strategy and where we're going on those kinds of things. I think where the answer is yes, it does change, is it gives more certainty to the partner community, the prospect community, the customer community, that our strategy is our strategy, our journey is our journey, where we're going as a company is kind of set. And people now know that. They don't have to worry about a new CEO coming in and saying, oh, I want to paint it all red now and change the color of everything or do something different. We are who we are, and we've got a set plan on where we're going over the next couple of years.
So let's double down on that because you're the CEO of the company for less than a week now, as far as I know. But the interim CEO, I think, for 6 months before that, if that's right.
Yep.
And then you've been at 8x8 for quite some time. How long have you been at 8x8?
A little less than 6 years. So I've done everything real quick.
How many roles have you had?
It seems like all of them. I was been the senior vice president of small business, mid-market US, e-commerce. I was the first chief customer officer for the company. I got to remember all these. I was managing director in Europe, so I expated to Europe for a year and ran the operations there. And was the CFO for a couple of years.
So you really can't hold a job.
That's right. I'm terrible at holding a job. Or, as most of my bosses have said to me, we're transferring you into something that needs to be fixed up and put on the right path. I like to think more positive view, Dave, but that's me.
That's part of the job of the CEO. I got to ask you before I get the next question, but I got to ask you quickly. I always see Samuel as your name. Do you go by Samuel? Do you go by Sam? Can I call you Sammy? What's the appropriate way to address you?
I go by Sam. I have to sign all my legal documents with my legal name, which is Samuel. So the reason you see Samuel everywhere is all over the legal documents.
I see. Okay. So the next question then is, now that you've got rid of that interim baggage, what's on your mind next 60, 90 days? What's the new priority, or is the priority changed?
The priority hasn't changed. The biggest thing on my mind is this is a company with a tremendous number of hidden assets. We've got a contact center product that's big, it's growing, it's incredible, it's done many great things, and it's got an incredible roadmap in front of it. And you know what, Dave? Most people don't know about it. You know about it because you're in the know. You know about it because you take the time and effort, but we haven't done an exceptional job. So number one on my mind for the next 90 days is get the word out. This is a great company with great products and great services and great opportunities and a fantastic roadmap. We are spending a record amount on R&D, $130, $140 million a year annualized, plus minus, non-GAAP R&D spending. We now spend 15% of our revenue. It's, our R&D spending is up 4x over the last few years. And so I just need to get the word out. That's number one. Number two, we're a company that believes in getting better every day. We want to sort of push that continuous innovation and continuous improvement policy and plan. So I just really want to get out. I'm talking to partners next week. I'm talking to customers next week. Get out, hear what the feedback is. It's not all going to be positive. Some will be less good. And it'll be our task to make those things better. Definitely top of mind for me. And then number three is I'm a firm believer in agile software development. I love agile, but I take it one step further. I'm a firm believer in an agile corporation. We built an agile finance department when I was CFO. We use Agile in software development. Now we're going to build 8x8 to be even more agile and nimble as a company. And so what that really means is we know what our North Star is. It's XCaaS, it's contact center, it's customer experience, it's that change. But it's also about the fact that we'll zig and zag and make sure that our customers, partners, et cetera, everybody knows that we'll zig and zag towards our North Star. The big thing that's changed, I think you've been a proponent of talking about this, is the contact center market's at a core inflection point. The market's at a core inflection point. It seems like for 20 years, it was about move it to a developing country and try to strip the costs out. And in the last 2 years, we've really seen onshoring of contact centers, expansion of the number of products that can be sold into a contact center, MLAI technologies for the contact center, et cetera. We have something in all those areas, and almost nobody knows about it. Not only is our contact center a hidden gem or hidden, jewel asset inside of our portfolio, it feels like we as a company can be a tremendous asset in business communications, and we just haven't done a great job of talking about it.
All right. Well, well, you're doing great on Agile because you've only been in the job for a week and you're already on a Talking Points live stream. Regarding your R&D, I think that's impressive R&D number you touted, but you've also got some big partners. You don't have to do a lot of R&D when you got some big partners. You didn't mention that one, but I know you announced Cognigy earlier in the year, and I think you've got some other ones lined up as well. So, but I think that's really important. And then regarding the first one, getting the word out, and you kind of touched on this with the contact center, but let me ask you, when you get the word out, when you talk to people, do you describe 8x8 as a UCaaS or as a CCaaS company?
Well, so we describe 8x8 as an XCaaS company. And XCaaS is that unified platform of UCaaS and CCaaS. We are the company that's got one platform that runs both, just like the old days in the on-prem world. Runs one, has a 5 nines SLA, financially backed, and every once in a while we'll trip up, we'll write a check. We don't have issues, we stand by our word. And first and foremost, we're an XCaaS company. Now, digging one level deeper, the thing that's really changed is the contact center is at this inflection point I talked a second ago. And that's where we need to do a better job of describing what's happening. Because the UCaaS world was really driven of this notion of on-prem to cloud. And that was the value proposition of the company for 10 plus years. But today it's more about customer obsessed and on-prem to cloud. And that's what's changing. And so what's important for me right now is that people know we have a contact center. It's a sizable portion of our business. It's a darn good contact center for that mid-market, low-end enterprise, upper small business, kind of that sweet spot segment. It's got an incredible ecosystem that's being surrounded by with leading edge MLAI technologies, the things that you mentioned, Cognigy, Converse 360, PCI Pal, Verint, all the CRM vendors, all those kinds of things, right? So what's most important to me right now is the contact center side, only because we're so damn good at UC that really people need to know that we're good at contact center also.
Okay, I like the XCaaS, solve for X, whatever you need it to be. That works. So you seem to you're talking big. You got big plans, you got big dreams, you got rid of that interim stuff. So the obvious question now is, are you hiring?
Yes, we are hiring. We're hiring across the board. I'll describe my leadership team to start, right? So I have an interim CMO right now, and eventually we'll figure that one out.
Now you put the interim thing on. You didn't get rid of the interim thing. You just moved it.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm the current acting CRO, but I have good news on one of those two fronts here shortly. So we are actively out hiring. And then the big one we're looking for, in line with everything we've talked about in the first couple of questions, is an evangelist. So this is one I'll ping you on, but we are looking really aggressively for an evangelist. And since it's your audience, I really want to throw it out there. If you know someone who can really go out and tell a good story, the story's there. They don't have to make it up. They don't have to fill in any blanks. It exists. We just need someone that can go out and tell that good story and is willing to travel a little bit doing it. That's the big position we're looking for. So if you know an evangelist or know someone who doesn't mind getting on the road and giving presentations, send them my name and phone number. I want to talk to them.
Okay. Another question here, I just kind of thought of on the fly here is, what is exciting you? Because I'm picking up a lot of excitement, and so over the next near future, what has you really optimistic? What's got you like this is going to be great?
Look, it's communications for the customer obsessed, right? So because look, I got into this business 6 years ago, and it was all about on-prem to cloud and like how do we unlock the Avaya base or how do we unlock the Mitel base and whatever. And those are great conversations to have, but it wasn't that there was this notion that there was new technology and new innovation. And what do I mean by that? Sure, the cloud is new, but speaking over a wire, a voice to another human being across the planet, or having a video conference, those aren't new technologies. Video conferencing existed for as long as I've been in the business world, right? And so these technologies have existed. It was just the how we deliver them was changing. With communications for the customer obsessed, we can actually fundamentally change business communications. You can have bots do self-service. You can have incredible customer support and success. You can do couponing. You can do health scoring. You can make a small or medium business feel like a large enterprise or a mega enterprise. The capabilities that traditionally were tier one contact centers, a United Airlines, a Bank of America, whatever, are now available to regular everyday
Yep.
businesses. That's what we want to do. That's so exciting because I can change a company's business. I can change a company's business. Our company can change a company's business. And that is so damn exciting to me.
I like communications for the customer obsessed because it leads with communications. A lot of companies are leading with the customer experience, customer journey, but I like that leading with the communications because you do straddle the UCaaS and the CCaaS side, and I think that works really well. I like the way that came together. All right. Last question here. This tricky one here. The board of directors has made a commitment to you by tearing up that interim thing. So what is the commitment that you are making to 8x8? I'm going to say stakeholders. What are you out to prove?
So we have many key stakeholders. I'm going to highlight just a few of them. But number one is our customers. So we are absolutely committed to building world-class products and services that we deliver to you in a form, fashion, cost-effective, that allow you to achieve the business outcomes that you need to achieve. We are a supplier to you so that you can offer customer obsession in the form, fashion, shape that you want. We're specifically going to focus on how you communicate with your customers. That's number one. Number two, along with customers, is look, we're continuous improvement. There are things we will do wrong. I guarantee it. There are things that we do today less than well. We will work every single day to be better. Like the world doesn't get solved in a day. And I've been CEO full up, no interim title for a week, right? Give me some time, but we'll do things better every single day and we'll continue to improve. Number two is to my partners. I absolutely believe in them. I want to make them successful. And in a world of ecosystem and contact center, there's tremendous room for channel partners, super smart analysts at companies like Talking Points, etc., to have a successful symbiotic relationship. Number three, my employees. Software is built by human beings, sold by human beings to other human beings. Employees are incredibly important to me. I care greatly about them, and I want to make sure that we're a great place to work for them. And lastly, my shareholders. I'm a CEO. I have fiduciary responsibility to my shareholders. And I think if we execute our plans, the potential for our stock and the return, the financial return to our owners, which are the shareholders, is very large. So I'm absolutely committed to all those. And the best part about it, Dave, is if we do one thing and we do it well, they all benefit. And that's if we offer great services, great products and services to our customers, everyone benefits. The partners
when I met you, I don't know, 4 months ago in the NASDAQ event you had, you talked a lot about your commitment to partners, and I thought that was you were talking about not competing with them and finding the right partners that would really work for you, and it seemed to be a pretty high thing on your priority back then, and it sounds like it's still on your list.
Absolutely. And by the way, just a shout out, like you did the most phenomenal interview with Brian Martin, my chief technology officer, in like standing in the hallway there. Everyone should watch. It was a phenomenal interview. I've watched it twice. It was so darn good. But yeah, I do. I am super committed because look, what matters to me is the end customer. The end customer cannot buy all their products and services from one company. So they have to create an integration, a complete flow inside of their IT department, inside of their business. Why would we make that harder on them? We should strive every day as a supplier to them to make it easier on them. And the way we make it easier is we integrate upstream so that we can deliver them a more complete solution.
I'm glad you mentioned that interview with Brian. I've always really liked Brian. He's been with 8x8 back since 8x8 was a hardware company, and he just has so much going on in his head. I would have interviewed you, of course, but you were just interim, and I have my standards. So, but you're there now. You're there now, and so congratulations, and I wish you and 8x and Team 8x8 the best of luck. It's exciting to watch what you're doing, and thanks for joining me.
Dave, thank you for your time.